No income, no following, and no connections or network. And I still got a remote art job at just 18 years old. And here is the weird chain reaction that started with just a furniture ad, which led to me getting hired as a remote artist creating content for businesses overseas. And in the next few minutes, I'm going to walk you through the exact step by step of what you can copy and what you should avoid to land a remote art job as fast as possible yourself. A little bit of context before we begin is that I started drawing back in COVID when COVID was still, the epidemic. So it took me 5 years to get here and to get hired remotely. But if someone had told me what I'm about to share today, it would have been much quicker for me. So, what I am going to tell you today is going to help you fast track your progress and your art journey. So, stay tuned and watch till the end. There are certain stages that led to my remote art job, and we're going to break down and analyze each one so that you can recreate that same effect in your own life and accomplish even further and beyond than what I have. The first stage of the chain reaction is when I was selling old furniture when my mom told me to on a platform called OLX where people sell secondhand stuff. While I was selling our furniture, I got curious. I checked what people were selling on OLX and I was checking out games and other furnitures and some people were even selling their cars. So I was actually I was using the filters to see what categories of things people sell and I noticed services. So I thought to myself, what services are people selling in OLX. So I clicked on the services button and I checked what people were selling, and there were actually some artists who were selling realistic portraits, graphic design, logo design, website design, and many more. So I thought to myself, I am not doing anything right now. I am in school, I am studying, but it has always been my dream to earn money from my art because I absolutely love art, and getting money from something you love to do is like awesome. It would be such a cool flex, right? So I thought to myself, why not? I'm not doing anything. There is literally no loss for me here. So I put up an ad with some of my recent illustrations. I just put it together roughly. I just wrote a description with AI, by the way. I just told AI to write me a nice description that when people read, they'll be like, yeah, he's a professional artist. I should hire him. So basically, I did that and my ad went live. And what happened next is absolutely mind blowing. When I think back on it, I still can't believe that happened. So, long story short, I published my ad and it was live. And then I completely forgot about it. On the third day, however, OLX sent me a notification, and when I read it, I was absolutely stunned. There were people messaging me who were interested in hiring me. And sure, a bunch of them didn't turn out to be anything because they decided to not hire me, I guess. So it was a bit demotivating. But then the next day, there was a YouTuber who wanted me to design thumbnails for him. And he was just beginning out and he offered a pretty decent sum for me to design his logo, YouTube channel banner, and a video for his first video, basically, thumbnail. I mean, thumbnail for his first video, and he wanted me to show him my past experience. So obviously, I had to lie a little bit because at that point I had no prior experience at all, but I wanted to show him that I was a professional. So I just made up a bunch of stories that, yeah, I did this for this person, I did that for this person, blah, blah, blah. And it was all a bunch of lies. But he still hired me and he loved my work. And we have been working since well over a year now. We started back in 2024 August, and we have been working ever since. So you might ask, what has this to do anything with the remote job? Well, this is what I'm trying to illustrate by giving you all this backstory of how I got my job, is that you really can't anticipate how success comes into your life, because you imagine it will happen in one way, but there are so many ways success can come to you in different forms, in different ways. It's like I can't even explain it to you how I could even go out on a limb and say that it's very random, but it's not. Don't worry, trust me. There is some order to it. I hope. Yeah. So basically, success can come in any shape and form. So you have to be really accepting of whatever comes your way. So what happened with me is I was working with this YouTuber and he really loved my work. So he would refer me to his friends and to the people he knew who were also looking for an artist. So he gave me a referral to an agency where one of his friends worked. And this referral got me my remote job. It was absolutely mind blowing. So now that we have covered how I personally got my first remote art job, let's break down exactly what worked and what can work for anyone who is starting out and anyone who wants to get a remote art job or even maybe go beyond that and get a job and paid projects. So I didn't realize I was doing this, but now that I analyze and try to identify what I was doing and what was working, then I have realized that there was a specific funnel that actually brought in my first paid projects. It's very simple, but it's not obvious because I didn't even realize I was doing it. And it does not require a fancy website or years of networking. So, step number one, find out where people who buy art are already spending money. Not a place where artists hang out, but where actual clients go. For me, that was the ad site OLX, where I just happened to be selling furniture. On a whim, I listed my art services in that same ad, like advertising space, and that single move led me to a paid commission in less than a week. So next time you take the asset from whatever art you have done or whatever things you have made, basically if you're a designer, whatever you have designed, take it as an asset and showcase it. I posted everywhere I could: online forums, social pages, even as email examples for new creators I wanted to work with. The trick is, don't wait until you have some perfect portfolio. Start with whatever you have, one or two artworks, art pieces, and just update it as you go. Now, here's what most people skip: ask your satisfied clients if they know anyone else who needs help. So if you're like me in the beginning who has worked with one or two clients and is but has trouble finding new clients, what I would do is I would ask my clients that I've already worked with if they know anyone else who needs help. That freelance job I landed turned into a referral for thumbnail design for a YouTube creator. And because I delivered fast, asked for feedback, and made sure my work actually fit his style and his satisfaction, he recommended me to someone in his professional network. So I didn't even have to make my own network. I got off from piggybacking on someone else's network, basically, if I had to explain it. So in his network, it was an agency that does remote creative work. And that's how I got that part time art job. So, an action step that you can do is today list two art services and three sample pieces wherever buyers already search for creative help. It can be marketplace sites, Discord creator servers, even business forums, and basically anywhere where work gets bought and sold. To make this work, you have to think like a builder. You need to craft quick, deliver fast, and stay flexible. When I began my art and I was aiming at getting an art job, I was not thinking about thumbnail design. Like, thumbnail design was not even in my area of expertise. But when the opportunity came, I grabbed onto it and I was like, I'll say yes now and I'll learn how to do it later. And I literally just did that. So don't obsess over having everything perfect on day one. Just start putting your work where it can be seen, even if it's a tiny classified ad or just a single portfolio page. And remember, people often imagine success as a straight line, but most breakthroughs come from unexpected channels. That random OLX ad was my asymmetric bet, something that took little effort but turned into major opportunity. If you're still unsure, here's a principle that has never failed me. Proximity to buyers is way more important than trying to impress other artists. So, what this basically means is that your volume of outreach beats waiting for the perfect client, and your reliability always gets referrals. So try something new. Send an ad today, send an email offer today, and see what happens. See what chain reaction you start, and just take a leap of faith. Just like in the Spider Man movie, right? For the people who watched this far, thank you so much for watching. And in the next video, we will get into a more detailed strategy that anyone can use to get their first freelance client and build momentum towards full time creative work. So, in order to not miss out on that video, give a subscribe below, and that will really support me. And if you have any suggestions, put it in the comments, because we're all learning here and growing as we go. So thank you for watching and have a good day.